back on our way? Can we try to fight against the grain of throwing out what we made? The future's far away, but I will stay, because I feel again, I feel again, oh now I feel again, we're bringing this back to life. We're picking up where we left off and on again. We never quite could forget, 'cause what we got so intense. I feel it again, I feel it again, I feel it again. We're bringing this back to life.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. With crimson secrets and forbidden bliss, can't stay still, don't stop that thrill. My bones crave your skin, temptation within, mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
And we are live, ladies and gentlemen, with Cyber.Bet Golden League 2020. My name is Sermon, and joining me is the lovely Flakes. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to getting into some Counter-Strike this morning as well, of course, and it's another day, another Cyber.Bet Golden League playoff match, and we've got an interesting one this morning, actually. Espada versus NaVi Jr., a team who, at least on the NaVi side, a lot of changes recently. It means a lot of things up in the air for them, and a game, I think that is, well, very up in the air.
Yeah, very up in the air, and Espada also being on a tear as of late. I mean, just looking at their recent results there, they have so many wins in a row, maybe with one or two sort of breaking the streak, right? But doing really good and really outperforming them in terms of world rankings, but I suppose player changes will do that. But we'll be seeing if they can get it done here on Overpass. Obviously, after this, we will be going to Inferno, which is the pick of NaVi. Overpass being the pick of Espada, and then we could be on the third map potentially, Dust 2 Flakes, where Espada has a 100% win rate. That's not confidence-inducing if you are NaVi for sure.
Yeah, I think the veto here is kind of sketchy for NaVi, just across the board. Your first map, Espada, they're on a map that NaVi have been pretty much unexposed to in competitive Counter-Strike with this roster for at least the last 3 months. Just looking at the data here, and likewise, the second map not much better. It's been one of the trio that they've continually tried to play. As we've seen from NaVi, they will pretty much veto down the 3 maps every time. They'll veto for Inferno, Dust 2, and Vertigo. Well, any of those 3 maps, they're game to play. The rest, they're pretty much not interested in. But you don't really have a good veto strategy if you only want to play 3 maps. You're always going to get forced to a place you don't want to be. In this best of 3, that's going to be overpass. Inferno is okay for them, but their results, frankly, have not been great. And then, as you said, you beat me to the point. Dust 2. It's a 100% win rate, an unbeatable streak of 11 maps here for Espada. That's incredible.
Makes you wonder if they have something special on there that they're doing. The armchair analysts in the chat have already determined if NaVi Jr. does not win this overpass map, it will be quite a difficult affair going forward. So definitely an important map here to start things out with. And start it out, we will, in the traditional sense, with a pistol round, and Dima already finding one on B short. He is just the lurker here behind B, while his comrades will be working toward that A position, leaving the bomb behind, probably for him to pick it up later on. We'll be seeing where they find the kills, though, and that's probably where they will decide to go. Finding another one on B, that does leave the B bomb site quite open, and one more falls in connector for the CT side. It's a 2v3, make that a 1v3, only bit remaining. He found his 1 kill, but now he's in a 1v2, and the terrorists, they know where he is, Flakes.
Yeah, they know exactly where he is, and there's not really much he can do here off the back of that. Making a little noise as he pushes, will just be held and caught as he tries to come up, and just like that, Espada, they secure themselves their first pistol. I do want to loop back around to something you mentioned right at the start, which is the armchair analysts in Twitch chat already decreeing that this has to be a 2-0 for this NaVi side, and well, typically I would be one to contest kind of what our Twitch chat viewers like to say, but I gotta say, you guys are bang on this time. You are absolutely bang on this. This has to be a 2-0 for NaVi. They cannot let this go to a third, so in my mind, they do live or die by the result here on Overpass.
Yeah, they're really putting their money where their mouth is. We will be seeing if they can predict NaVi's victory correctly here. As we will just be going into a bit of a slower round here. Espada winning the pistol round, have picked up a pair of Galils and AKs with a UMP on Satvik. NaVi Jr., they've responded in kind with a complete force buy here. Gospodarov on the Scout and the rest on Eagles with armor to complement. Just shooting at the ground to make the dust particles reveal enemies in the smoke. A great little move, Flakes. Just love to see those. But for now, they're not really making their presence any more known.
They're just holding. They're looking for angles here. This is about headshots with these Deagles. If they can't find that opening duel here with those Deagles, then they know it's probably going to be a bad time. So they're just looking for those openings.
I wonder
Wait to see if anyone will reward them from the Espada side.
Wonder where that.
And the B hit here actually bodes well, but the only issue is we just saw the rotation from Topa actually go back up to A. So the timing may come back to haunt this Espada side as the push beginning to come through. There's the Deagle. Capacho getting that opportunity we talked about. He will be the first to strike, but there's AKs going to be coming in quick and fast here, and they're hard to hold against when you've just got these pistols, and unfortunately, we're seeing that now. NaVi dropping like flies here on the site itself. They do hold graffiti and water, but that's quickly mopped up.
Ooh, 2v2 all of a sudden. Low HP on the Espada side. NaVi Jr. may have brought this one back. We'll just see if Bit can pick anything up here in the water area, and he does. He does get a double, Flakes. A 1-1 situation early on. I wasn't terribly confident about NaVi Jr. holding this one. It didn't even hype them up, but man, they get it done in the end. 1-1 on the scoreboard.
Works out for them there is the fact that actually Espada made the decision to push water again for a second time, rather than holding the site. We saw them, unfortunately, push right into the crosshair of NaVi.
Yeah, while looking in a completely different direction, so definitely not something you want to be doing.
It's unfortunate. It's aggressive, though, and I think that just talks to the confidence of this T side. So I'm very curious to see what they'll do now. Of course, both teams, in any scenario here, where the NaVi lost or won that, we would be seeing a force-up here, I'd imagine, and I'm not surprised if Sparta have gone in here. Not an amazing situation for them to be in, but they have enough.
For sure. Just going to be trying to win this back and forth pendulum swinging economy situation that usually happens when one team wins the pistol but can't convert. So the T presence will be going toward long and short A, so it's looking like an A wrap in the long term, even rotating their lurker from the B position toward more the connector area. I guess he is going to be joining his teammate in Fountain to help him with the short push. And the long push, it's going nice and slowly, nice and silently, sneaky beaky like. While a NaVi Junior player, I believe it is Gospodarov, in toilets. He's going to be a key player here to see their presence early and perhaps gain some information, make his teammates rotate toward the A site. But that's not going to be happening. The smoke of their own creation blocking this info. And now we're just going to be waiting for a peek to come in from Espada. Should be coming in any moment now. Okay, Dima deleting Gospodarov from the server. That's presence established, but they don't know that there's more players behind him, right? Bit, he uses his utility, tries to get some info, is denied it. Can't spot anyone out. And the smoke executes onto the site, and the long presence will be giving it away here as Bit does find a double. And will it be enough, however? They're just pushing onto the site, and a great little hold here from Munezi, yes. Gets a triple. Very good stuff. Good A defense. And NaVi Junior convert their second round win, and Espada will be forced to eco here.
It's what we like to see. I mean, Easy doing a great job there as well, securing the triple kill. Just staying tucked into the corner. He could have swung out there, could have got a bit overzealous, but instead stood his ground. The kills came right to him, so NaVi, off the back of that, will get that second round. This actually puts them in a good position, as you said. This kind of sets them up for some success now on their CT side. At least a third round at minimum.
Yeah, a Glock rush really not conducive to a win most of the time. And just the bomb all alone here at B. He's hiding on the surf position. He's going surfing. Surfing USA over here on Monster. Just waiting for the presence to show up on the A site while he goes to plant while the rest rotate. I guess that's the plan, but I'm not terribly excited about it because that means the Glocks basically have to clear out the entire site before he has any chance to even move. So, well, I say Glocks. There is a deagle on Dima. He's used it successfully in the previous rounds. Excited to see if he can repeat his success here, but don't hold your breath. They don't have any armor.
Patience coming through from Bit. Will just spot the head as they go for the jump spot on the T side. Will make NaVi pretty aware of what's going on. It goes for a second time as well. I mean, he's asking for death at this point.
Shoot me. Please, I'm begging.
The one thing I would note of the CT side, though, that I do appreciate right now is that, again, they're not getting over-aggressive here. We see it time and time again, particularly with this NaVi team, where in the past they have just fully sent it into angles where they've seen contact, especially against pistols. And they've thrown rounds off the back of that, but there they spot them in towards mid, at least one confirmed. He goes for a second jump spot, which is asking for it, and they still don't push. They're still sat back. They wait for them to come through, and then they cleanly secure the round with good crossfire.
Yeah, that's surprise.
That's good Counter-Strike.
That surprise bomb plant in the end didn't work out either. But yeah, I agree with you. Especially like CIS teams, I would say maybe prefer going a little bit too aggressive. Sometimes they do really like to pump themselves up, right? Go for those aim duels. And hey, if you have the better weaponry and armor, most of the time that will go in your favor. But what you don't remember is all those times it didn't go in your favor, right? When you just let the Glocks mow you down. And thankfully they avoid that fate in this one. Espada not managing to get anything done on the previous, but now they're rewarded with Kalashnikovs for every single teammate, which does bring them into a weapon advantage going forward. NaVi still on 2 FAMASes, and having used up quite a bit of their utility, it looks like they're pretty even, both teams in that regard. We'll just be pushing up pretty much all the players. Yeah, 5 players going short here. Just going to be inching their way toward the A bomb site, and knowing that there's probably going to be a player close. They've done this every round so far, have NaVi. Bit just playing up close here, and Gospodarov jump spotting long. Usually a smoke would come in at sort of this point to give Bit some breathing room, but looks like he's going to have to create it himself, and he's not going to be able to do it. And a crouch peek and a nice little peek onto site does open up the entire A bomb site. A terrible turn of events here for NaVi Junior Flakes.
That's rough. He quite literally just crouched strafed and headshot him. Not really much Bit could have done there, and you actually, I think, almost foretold the situation. The lack of the smoke there actually is what punishes him, because it gives him no room to readjust his position, fall back to sight, or any of that. Just no flexibility. So, by either his own fault or his team's fault, no ability for him to rotate away. He's committed to the angle, and you see the output off the back of that.
I mean, he even had the shadow advantage. That's one kill he probably should have gotten, right? And then traded immediately afterwards. But that doesn't happen. The bomb has been planted on A. It is going to be ticking down now as the 3 remaining NaVi Junior players will be surviving with an AK each. That's actually pretty big to be able to bring it into the next round. Not only do you not, have to buy up every single weapon and armor and kit, you also just get to have the best rifle in the game. GG. A great situation for NaVi anyway, 3-2 being the score line, and we'll see if they can break Espada's momentum here. They really need to get a few more CT rounds under their belt. Just not feeling this B control at all. They didn't want to push the smoke, and Monezi, he's on the edge of it, but getting spammed himself will be going away. Ooh, deep presence here. Topa as well. He's going to be playing anti-flash just on an elevated surface.
They're just trying to retain short control right now. That's why the deep smoke is there as well. Topa coming early on in the round to get into short. Thankfully, Espada choosing not to contest means things don't get bloody for the NaVi side, but then they decide to now relinquish it, falling back into B site. And like clockwork, here come Espada, taking it back right from them without anyone there to contest it. Topa immediately flashed off, won't even get the molly off that he was planning. That's far from ideal for NaVi. It means they've invested a ton into the round early on to take that short control, but they've gained nothing from it. They've already ground down their own utility. And you see at the 50-second mark, Espada, they're going to proceed as planned here with a contact play straight out through the B site. Monezi will be the one to strike first. This is going to be all about the Angels. Who's going to win them out? Soptic caught awry as Topa dances around the back of the pillar. I don't think Espada are expecting 3 players to be here.
They weren't, and definitely couldn't get rid of them in time. I mean, with Topa just dancing around that pillar, right, that does kind of limit your options in terms of what you can do. You have to push at that point, and with no short presence, they sort of, they gained short presence, and then immediately just went all monster, thinking, the scare, the potential of us coming from short will be enough, and then we all just swing from monster, but you kind of need 2 angles to make a site take work, and they really don't get that in the end. NaVi Junior establishing some dominance here, as Espada will be forced into a... Well, I say eco, but 2 of them will be buying up till some kind of respectable money level. Dima on the AK, and Sotvik on a Deagle with utility, so he's going to be on execute duty for this one. We'll be seeing where the execute will transpire. Connector control going the way of the terrorists, but they lose 1 here at Deep A, which does open things up a lot for the NaVi Junior side.
Dima trying once again to get this contact exit out on towards B, but the same result occurs, an immediate trade frag. That nets out positive for the CT side, of course, 4v3. Not too much these pistols seem to be able to achieve here. Topa's still in a good spot as well, just a dance around the back of this pillar, causing a real nuisance to this Espada side, as they just can't quite push. Now Topa's been able to get close, the flash gets thrown. At this point, it's slammed to the floor, so nothing they can do at all. Patsy trying to go close range for the kill, and he will do so, but at the cost of all of his HP. 7 is all he's got left, and he's in a 1v3. This is mission impossible.
It's mission save, and he's going to be doing it here on long. Going to have a nice little picnic. No, he's actually going toward the bank area. A little bit scary since there is CT presence around there. I suppose there's 1 player on stairs and 1 more rotating from heaven. It looks like he's actually taking the fights here. 7 HP, I don't know why he's doing this. Could just be taking... I mean, the next round's a buy round, but you could just, have an AK for free, save all that money for the next round. Not sure why he went aggressive there. Pause coming in from the Espada side, presumably. Hopefully it's not a technical issue, but it is sort of that time when you would be starting to discuss strategies. You did just get to the level of having a full buy, and now you have to think of an execute here, Flakes. They gotta counter NaVi's presence somehow, and I don't know what kind of adjustments they can really do, because they get short B control basically for free, as we've seen. Connector, yeah, it's being contested. They pushed Fountain recently. I suppose that's something they could be countering here. I'm not sure. I have the full view of everything that's going on, and I still don't know what they can really change. Either way.
Like sort of anti-short aggression. Volley going to be straight there, but they're not expecting the push from Espada this time. Keep in mind the previous round that NaVi employed that B-short attack. Espada just waved the white flag and backed away, but this time they did fully send it through, getting a couple of early frags for their troubles. Unfortunately, though, they're oblivious to the presence of Gospodarov right now, Monster, who's just picking them to pieces. With this AWP, all of the gain that Espada found from their short aggression, catching NaVi by surprise, has effectively been thrown away by feeding it back to this AWP.
And now the A site, well, it's wide open, isn't it? I mean, the Flames, they're keeping Bit back, and he can't see the default planting position anyway. The bomb, very delayed here. It is going to be coming in, and with the stairs smoked, that is definitely a safe bet to plant there. The M4 can't really spam those boxes, if I remember correctly. He'd need an AWP of some kind. Speaking of, Gospodaro is coming up behind him, so he's going to be utilizing that to regain short control, but the B-side take, I mean the A-side take, it's got to come in here fast, and a trade coming in, giving us a 2v2 situation. They know there's presence on the short position, and the smoke, it's going to cause some question marks. Dexter, he can't exactly spam the smoke with an AWP, but Finnegan is going to be trying it, and he can't actually get it done, and the defuse comes in. Capacho, the ninja in the smoke, managing to secure the 6th round here for the NaVi Junior side. Espada, heartbreaking loss there in the end. A 2v1, unsuccessful.
The scoreline is starting to look quite painful here, though. Has to be said, 6-2. Do need Espada to start to pick up a couple more T-rounds here if they want this to be a half worth shouting about. Especially given the way we set this map up at the start. This is a map that Espada should be able to comfortably secure. Well, it's also NaVi's one hope to finding the 2-0 here in our minds. That holds true, at least. Only time will tell, but for now, 6-2. At least a great start from NaVi.
And a great start
Where
to
was
this
he looking?
round.
Patsy just oblivious to Manizi's head, it seems. Flicked actually away from it rather than shooting him.
Yeah, his crosshair was a little bit high there, wasn't it? Bit weird. Either way, the Espada side have taken, well, monster control. They did sort of sneak away from B short, not going to be attacking from there again. Maybe repeating past mistakes as they all group up at monster, trying to take this site from one angle only, counting on the scare of short presence to do most of the work for them. It looks like they will be sneaking on forward here, but Capacho on the perfect angle for this leaves Topa to wide swing on them, and Menezi as well chiming in here with the monster hold. This is a disaster for the Espada side this entire half. The NaVi Junior have just had their number the entire time, in my opinion. Great plays coming in, as we will be going into... Ooh, Dexter on the SG. Nice and retro. Gotta love the scoped T-side weaponry here. Gonna be utilizing those long angles to perhaps take control of long. It seems to be going to that direction anyway. Ooh, or birthday. But contesting birthday, gotta swing out eventually, and he won't be doing that quite yet. Gospodarov, he knows the angle isn't safe anymore, so we will be abandoning the connector area. And, well, the T's, they have connector control. They have B short control. Those are two big parts of the map to control, right? He who controls connector and B short controls the battlefield. From there, you can pretty much go anywhere. And now, well, it's up to Gospodarov to make sure they can't go short A. He does get flashed and falls back, not managing to get a kill on the fadeaway shot. And scared of that flash as well, he will be forced back onto his tertiary angle, or he just falls back to the site completely. Nothing done with the close-up presence, but information has been gained. And information very useful to Bit here. He does manage to find the kill in the long connector. Ooh, but losing Gospodarov on the side, that's going to be devastating. He's just in a flanking position now, going to be waiting for the retake to happen. But Menezi, he seems to be holding this bomb site down by his little lonesome. A triple kill coming in from Menezi. Just defeating the Espada rush there onto A. Brilliant stuff coming in from him. And Espada don't know what hit him. This is going to be 8-2. And NaVi, they're running away with this one.
This is really surprising. It sets up actually really quite nicely there for Espada, all things considered. Taking down Gospodarov with the one tap to the back of the head is perfect. That's taking you up off of short. Just no one expecting Menezi to be in the position he's in. Not only is it a double kill, but he goes the full distance. A triple kill, all in all, completely shutting down the Espada push. And you can see Dima just out of action, just trying to save it. That will be the 8-2 scoreline that you mentioned. And this is just savage for Espada. They have to do more on their T side here. The minimum is 5-6 rounds, I'd argue. 5 rounds, any less, and I don't think they have enough to go into the second half.
More like Menezi. That's it. That was my joke. Is this thing on?
Oh, I was waiting. I was waiting for that. You won't be the first person or the last person, I'm sure, to go for the low blow, but...
Oh, definitely not. Player name, puns, they are the easiest thing in the world. A real filler for when you have nothing much to say, because there's nothing much to say about Espada's offensive here. They're going in for another half buy, just trying to save up enough money for the next round, obviously, and if they can't get it done with a full buy, I question what they can do here. A nice little entry into into B will be opening things up somewhat. Topa, however, does answer, and now, well, he knows where the T's are. A nice grenade going on. 3 players knocked down to low HP there as it will continue their push onto site. They still know Topa's alive and he will be falling. And now, a 2v3 retake onto B. They're more successful like this than when they were on their full buy rounds, surprisingly enough. We'll be getting that bomb down. Ooh, in the open, however. If Gospodarov could have peeked that, would have gotten the kill and denied the bomb plant. That would have been devastating. He doesn't, however. And now, the support flash coming in for Bits to come in and mow people down.
Close.
But only one of them falls, and now Gospodarov, he has to save this AWP on A. Really can't get much done if you're this far away from the action with this kind of a weapon. Just, a bad hold from NaVi, I would say. Espada finding a nice entry kill, but really... NaVi Jr. should have been ready for the re-aggression after the initial kill, so I'm chalking this one down to NaVi getting a bit sloppy. But, sloppy though they may be, their economy has flourished in the previous rounds. They have quite enough to make a full buy with everything they could possibly want. So Espada, you're gonna have to do that 2 times in a row, my boys. You're gonna have to repeat your past successes. Doing it once, not enough. But they do have the full set of weaponry here to do things with. And just running through the Molotov, not expected by Gospodarov, has to fall back. Has been smoked on short. I bet that was a T-smoke as well.
They've done this a lot, though. They've got this early short control now, Espada, the last couple of rounds, but really been able to do anything with it.
Yeah, just rushing monster seems to be what's on the menu for most of the time. But
they did, of course, get out in the previous round, so there is that, but it's only 1 round. And what needs to be a ton more. They take a lot of damage in exchange for this push as well this time. I mean, team is 34, Patsy 52 HP.
Yeah, so this time there is some short presence. They will be going for a boost to try and find the player at Toxic. They see that there's no one there, but knowing that it's just a matter of time before he shows up, Topa does go down around the oil area. And now they are, the Toxic area, I suppose that's what it's called. They will be doing an execute off the back of this. A smoke to block off bridge goes down, but that's just a ruse. That was just meant to make the CTs use up their utility. The Molotov onto barrels does not hit. It does prematurely go off, and, well, good thing there's a backup molly, right? That's why you bring those in. Capacho forced into the open, and now he Does manage to find one kill, and his teammate in turn brings this to a 2v2 situation. Patsy, an aggressive push into water, does manage to find one kill, and then Bit going down and having a great execute from Espada, managing to find the entries and trade correctly. The right play in the end to bring it all together was the water push. Just lovely stuff coming in, and Espada do secure a 4th round.
See if they can spin this into a 5th as well. Their opposition substantially weakened here now. Only pistols in play for the CT side. This would be their prime time to get that 5th round. Looks like Connector is going to be where all the action takes place as well.
Oh man, Patsy, only you knew what was on the other side of the smoke. Well, he has an idea now, just getting 2 nice kills, and well, he can't find the 3rd as he's fallen back. Just kidding. He reaggressed. And Patsy looking like he could be acing this one if he just turned around. There you go. Goes for the ace eventually. You always have to go for it. It's the law. Even if it's disadvantageous. You don't let an ace just fall through your fingers, right? It was an anti-eco ace, but come on. Those feel all the same. Just very nice. And the match paused. Maybe coming in from the NaVi Junior side this time. I mean, they have not been doing too hot, and I think this full buy round coming in will be quite crucial for the NaVi Junior side.
This is where things begin to sizzle up, though, Kerman. A 6th round, looking tasty for Espada, but if they're going to want to dish this one up, they're going to need this to be flawless, as NaVi going to come back swinging. The full buy, of course, in play with an AWP to boot as well. Do have to say, I would like to see Gothbadorov put his AWP to slightly better use than what we've seen so far. Seems to be caught out a lot, unfortunately. Tried it towards A, didn't have much luck there. On the flip side, has gone B now. And also found himself caught more often than not in water, 3 times over, in fact.
Yeah, I think at this point, A aggression is where it's at. They have been sort of hitting that B bomb site so much. I feel like at some point you need to turn things around, like, you know, just mix things up. Keep the enemies guessing and aggress more toward the A bomb site once more. So I suspect the AWP will be going in that direction. The rest of his teammates, however, they will still need to put up some kind of pressure on Monster, Be Short, and the Connector, you know, to really sort of mirror the previous rounds. Keep the NaVi Junior side guessing. And this Molotov will be denying them the outright push. Dexter gonna have to just wait behind it for a little bit. The CTs, they're not really pushing that area, so he's not really in a hurry. Meanwhile, though, they are pushing the B short area. Dima just solo behind the smoke. Very dangerous place to be here, especially with Bit in the near vicinity. Ooh, Monezi does actually find him through the wall. Would have loved to see that wall bang. I guess he jumped for info first and then started shooting, but great stuff all around. The opening kill gonna be helping them out tremendously, as they are in a weapon disadvantage here on Capacho. That timeout seems to be doing wonders for them so far. Let's see if they can hold back this A aggression. Bit, as always, playing up close, and this time they don't forget the smoke flakes. It's a crucial part of this round. Sadly not a one-way. Would have loved it to be. Maybe next time.
I think he was hoping he would be able to see through the ledge of it, though, that's for sure. But unfortunately, he couldn't see a thing, so falls back to Manizi's old faithful spot. This was a spot that Manizi in previous rounds got a triple kill from when he's played it out in the past. We're seeing a very passive setup from NaVi, though, not really getting aggressive. Finally, the peak comes through.
Oh boy.
But arguably, too little too late. NaVi, so relinquished from the round, they're effectively retaking the site, rather than actually holding it. And off the back of that, they lose every player, pitching them into a 2v2 with the bomb down.
And they do plant for short, but wrap around long, knowing that if there's a flank, Topa would just be way too far forward and he would just get flanked himself. A brilliant play coming in, but sadly they peek the corner without a weapon out, and that's going to be devastating as The weapon switch really wasn't required in my opinion. Finnegan on the off angle does even up the score, however, as he does use his utility to go slightly further up, and, well, he has to peek, and he has to get the shot. He does in the end. Finnegan winning this one for Espada, an 8-6 scoreline. This is looking really good for Espada all of a sudden, with the potential 7th coming in because NaVi Jr.'s economy is so bad. And it looks like they're going for a force buy as well, so technically this could become an... well, yeah, just they will be winning this one probably, right? I mean, then the half is over. This is the 15th round. So, great job from Espada so far. Really optimistic there for their CT side as well, given how well the T side went.
It does have to be said, this is a bit of a saving grace for Espada, isn't it? Back to 6 rounds already. This is exactly where you want to be on Overpass now. It's gone from a dire situation to arguably one with a positive view to it. Especially when they're able to trade these kills early on as well. A 4v4 already in the bag.
Yeah.
It does beg the question, how strong will Espada's CT side be in comparative to Navi's T side?
That's a
Overpass,
question.
bear in mind, does have a bit of a tendency to be CT sided, so...
The Espada side has a tendency to be CT sided. Well, then NaVi Jr. they're in a bit of a they're in a bit of a pickle here. And they ain't Rick. As the A-take will be coming in, no one really here to contest it. Just some bank presence coming in, but the bomb plant can go down regardless. As he does decide to swing out of the bank, and well, Patsy just made a withdrawal on Menezes' life here as they do secure the bomb plant, and it's a 2v4 situation. Topa and Bit, they have to go for this. This is the last round of the half, so they're kind of forced into it here. Opening frag gonna be coming in from Topa, but Dexter obviously on the angle already with the big green gun, does get it, takes out the small silver gun in the end, and does finish off this half. NaVi Jr. on 8, Espada on 7. Gonna be switching up the sides now, and, well, I'm scared for NaVi here. This is, as we've established in the beginning, a must-win map for them in this best of 3. Their next 2 not looking too hot. I mean, obviously the last map will be going to Dust 2, which Espada have a 100% win rate on, don't forget, folks. They pretty much have to get the 2-0 here, and, well, the first part of the 2-0, right, the 1-0, not looking terribly likely for NaVi Jr. They're gonna have to really step it up on their T side.
Five rounds back to back. That does go to show Espada's last minute resurgence here. And you are bang on, they are going to have a stellar T side now, NaVi, for this to actually work out well for them. They were in a prime position to have a devastating scoreline to go into it with that really would have propped them up. But unfortunately for them, sort of throw it away right at the last minute.
When you try your best but you don't succeed. When you get what you want but not what you need.
Should have really seen that coming. Smart to have a bit of an extended pause here, though. NaVi particularly, I think, going to need the time here just to really plan out their first couple rounds.
Yeah, the pistol round, it's a bit straightforward, but you are kind of planning the first full buy round as well at this juncture. Definitely going to be something they require here. Let's not forget as well, Espada did get the pistol round, so a bit of a thrown away opportunity in the beginning. Had they managed to convert it, and remember it was a very close conversion from the NaVi side, Espada would have run away with this half even more so. Would have been a 9-6. Assuming everything else went the same, so definitely NaVi should be counting themselves lucky to have gotten this far, as is. We'll be switching up the sides here now. The pistol round going to be going live soon. Satvik on kit and flash duty. While the NaVi Jr. side, well, they're going to have 2 players with utility under their belts, as they will be trying to execute somewhere where we will see. We'll know in just a few moments. It seems they are, in fact, going more towards the A bomb side of things. Dexter going to be just peeking out for the information with that USP. Monster going to be clear here, obviously. Finnegan going to be reporting that. And, well, I don't know if the T's actually showed themselves to Dexter when he went for the info play. They're just playing it a bit slowly here, hiding. It seems like they're going to be just going long while hugging, it appears, the right wall, which means if anyone was playing short, they would have been able to hear them by now, but it looks like they're not very perturbed by that, as, well, usually these rounds sort of play out in a bit of a around-the-world kind of situation, right? You get one kill on short A or long or something, and then you just go down connector toward B while the CTs, they rotate, so we'll be seeing if they can actually find anything, but the CTs, they're playing out so far back and so passively. Finally going for some aggression here in the B water area. And clearing all of that, they can pretty much commit one player to rotate toward the A site. I don't know why there's still 4 players here. Sotvik finally going back, but the execute, it's on its way, Flakes.
Let's see how it works out. 35 seconds to get the job done. The flank is coming in from behind. So that's already going to be a key note here, but they're aware of it. They're watching for it, but the USP too quick. An immediate headshot comes through. And already an advantage put in play for Espada. The bomber has gone down, though. Those smokes buying crucial seconds here. You can see Espada actually opting to send 2 players through connector, really committing to this retake, trying to use the element of surprise here, in fact, as now they think they've cleared it. Little do they know, they've not cleared anything at all. How wrong could you be? Already bit to full. Capacho, oh, they line up for him, 1 and 2. Saving the day will be Capacho and Manisi. They both combined for 3 kills all in all, leaving Dexter last to hit the deck. That was so close to being a big brain play for Espada, but just fell short at the final moments thanks to Capacho.
Yeah, Capacho making Carpaccio out of the CT side. Just great stuff coming in from him. And NaVi Jr. will be going to this one with the advantage. Unlike the previous half, Espada going to be looking to recreate NaVi's success on sort of converting the second round. A double scout setup. Dexter and Sotvik are going to be having one of those each, while the rest are on Deagles and Armor Helmet. As we do see the first peek coming in, Dexter already noping out of there, seeing all of that utility going his way. Not going to fancy to stick around much longer. As Patsy does secure some form of connector control, not forever, sadly. That smoke will fade away, as will his control. And the terrorists, well, they've taken control of B short. The bomb's still being left back at the T-spawn area, going to get picked up by Topa and then taken toward the B site. So it looks like a B execute is going to be coming in with 3 CT players going to be waiting for them. It does start to look a bit scary, and with this utility coming in, one or more players should be rotating in fast enough for this take to be contested. All the smokes, all the mollies, all the flashes, they're out, and now the take is on. The T's swarming the bomb site, not finding anyone. Finnegan has to go for the peak at some point. Patsy and Finnegan do find one, but Gospodarov answers with another, and so does Capacho. A 3v2 situation coming in here as, well, the CTs, they have water control. That's their only saving grace here. They will have to aggress from the back of that, and a 3v2 situation now. Come on, Finnegan, he finds the first and can't quite spray down the second. A missed opportunity here. Sadly, for the Espada side, will not be able to convert this one. NaVi do bring this into the 10th round for them, and looking like an 11th, as Espada does have to save here. The odds also favoring NaVi Jr. at this juncture.
I'm not surprised either. They've actually been able to start very well here. And this is going to get even better for them now. Not only just 10, but this should be a comfortable 11th round. They're really in a prime time opportunity to push for a win here in map 1, which, let's not forget, we said is the win condition for this best of 3 for them. If they wanted to have a crack at it, map 1 was... it had to be found. It was an obligatory result for them. And so far, so good. 11 rounds in the bag. They begin to grow a gap here from the Espada side, but they will be on a full buy. Espada running out of opportunities to show themselves. This is one but a few remaining.
But you said it yourself, CT-sided, and also just in general, like in the previous half, they came back with a nice win streak in the final 5 rounds, if I remember correctly. It's all a matter of how they can play against NaVi and how they can adapt to what they're doing, you know, fast enough and gain the momentum back. And they can still swing this one back, no doubt. Counter-Strike is just one of those games, right? You can always come back. It's not a terrible game like League of Legends. We got comeback mechanics up the wazoo here, as all it takes is one guy to get some confidence and pump himself up to get more kills than the enemy team. Always good stuff when that happens. Anyway, B short control not in the control of the NaVi side. Espada will be clearing that shortly. As connector was in their control, they have left it now to go toward A short. We'll be taking some gunfights there to establish map control. Still leaving one lurk player at Monster, of course. Ooh, and through the hole in the door, Topa doesn't even knock. Quite rude, gets the headshot onto Dima. And does open things up for the NaVi Junior side. A 5v4 situation gonna be going good going forward. And now, the T's, well, they're making presence on B, and losing one player on A does free up the Espada side to rotate at least one player toward the B side, if not two. Patsy does make it look like he's gonna go toward the bank, but won't be in the end. As the CTs, they're still not out of utility. They can hold this aggression back forever if they want to. But the take is on now. The flashes come in, and Monezi does find a double there. Well, not quite a double, but gets one down to quite dangerous levels in the end anyway. And a 1v1 here, Capacho versus Dexter. Will not be going Capacho's way, sadly. Does spot out the head and does start shooting, but Dexter too quick on the AWP. Gets a nice wall bang onto him. And, well, this is going to be a 11-8 situation here. What do you make of this, Flakes?
It means the gap is thinning, and that's what matters. Espada trying to sink their teeth into NaVi, finally starting to try and gain some momentum here on their CT side.
Oh, but look at the weaponry. MP9s.
No one said it would be perfect, but they've got to work with what they got at this point. No real opportunity for them to sit back and wait around. They need rounds, and they need those rounds now.
Just gonna have to play really close-up angles, it seems, because the MP9s, they're not really worth anything at long range. Especially against armored opponents. Damage fall off too great. Because they will be going for this one. Not really playing that far forward, and they do sort of go away from the toilets area as well. Knowing that the T's could be present there now, although I say that, but Dexter has re-aggressed again. AWP up close has to actually do something to make up for the lack of weaponry on his teammates. Does get the first one onto Menezi, and this is his time to fall back, but it looks like they're actually staying as cavalry has arrived on the A-bomb site. They have some help should they need it, and going for the aggressive toilets peek is the play they're going for right now. None of the T's giving them anything, though. Not really peeking into them, waiting for the smokes to clear, and then executing off the back of that. We'll be seeing if that works out.
"30 seconds to work with. That patience beginning to wear thin here for NaVi. They're going to have to get rolling. Good molly in response, actually, immediately from Espada means they can focus all their attempts now on towards holding this outer portion of that. They know toilet's not going to be on the table. And it works so far, so good. The SMG's doing the work close range. The AWP strikes down another. Dexter not quite aware of the flames, unfortunately, but his teammate's still filling in the gaps here as Gospodarov goes for a fake plant in a 1v2. A ballsy decision, but he seems to know where his opponent is, but unfortunately, he's not quite as quick as Finnegan on the trigger.
Oh, unfortunate. He spotted the shadow as well. Like, paradoxically, shadows go through smoke. Like, smokes don't make shadows, but players still do. And he saw that he was on the truck somewhere. Didn't have the presence of mind to actually spray there, though. He did just wait for the smoke to clear somewhat, and that gives his opponent the crucial advantage in getting the first shot, as he does fall in the end. And now, NaVi Jr., well, they're on Glocks. Espada successfully getting this to a 9th. And Dexter, oh, you get out of dodge real quick, son. He does get one shot and doesn't actually want to fade away off the back of that, knowing the Patsy is up close and helping him out. The bomb does go down, and maybe now is the time for the AWP to cower. Actually, he does fall, so just Gospodarov left, and yeah, okay, they did some damage to the CT side, a little bit of econ damage here. as well as that AWP gonna get thrown away by Gospodarov, so Espada won't be picking that up. It's kind of like a third kill in some ways. Getting that AWP out of here. As the economy for the NaVi Junior side has recovered somewhat.
This is where things start to get a little worrying, though. As, sure, economy recovering, but just because you're able to purchase in a round does not mean you're in a good position, and Espada have been able to bring it right back to 11 to 10 here. NaVi not careful in this round, they will lose the lead. They did such a good job to build.
That's gotta
Not
be
the greatest
devastating,
start.
right? Already losing a
That's
player.
not the start
That's
we're looking for at all.
that early. Getting it into a 5v4, the CT is going to be laughing all the way to the bank, quite literally, as two of them have rotated back toward the A site. Actually going to be aggressing on long, and kind of playing an A retake position at this juncture. Just going to be pushing into Toilets connector, trying to find anyone playing around in Toilets, right? Maybe one of them had to have a little break in the middle of the round. Anyway, the bomb also going to be rotating toward them, and they have a great chance here to just cut off the bomb before it can even get onto the bomb site. Oh my god, just isolating him, getting a headshot onto Gospodarov. Not going to be enough, however, but the A defense is on here as it's a 3v3 situation, but with a flank like that, that's almost a fourth player on the round, on the map rather. Will be coming in soon, and now NaVi Junior, they have to disperse, get into their post-plant positions, just going to be trying to hold it off, and here comes Dima from the back lines, going to be falling, and this round is just falling apart for the Espada side. NaVi Junior finding all the relevant kills, and it's just a 1v2 for Finnegan, missing that smoke as well, but does bait out the peek from the T side, and can't actually get Manezi there on the flower position. Manezi too quick, he's too nimble. Managing to get his kill, and that brings NaVi Junior to the 12th round. Espada loosening up somewhat their grip on this game, as NaVi will be permitted to get to 13 in the end here. Probably Espada on a very low buy here. Just going to be trying to do some economic damage. Definitely going to be putting up that pressure on NaVi, since their economy has nothing to speak of at the moment. So any kill Espada can get in this round will be many important.
Let's see if they can keep this clean. That's going to be the goal now. Minimize losses, as we can all see. Their economy not that great on the T side. They're not going to be able to afford to do much replacement here, so they want to build up their money just for this final couple of rounds in this matchup. And that means, of course, dealing with these pistols without any shenanigans.
Alright. B execute. Gonna be coming in soon. Finnegan has no idea. They couldn't go for any info plays at this juncture. Just gonna be waiting for them to execute. That's Capacho. Standout player here for NaVi so far. Gonna be entering, and does manage to find a nice nade kill onto Finnegan. The smokes, however, they're covering out the bomb site so much they don't even dare to plant yet, as on the edge of the smokes, the P250s, they're doing their things. They're getting the one-taps. P250s can do that. $300 pistol, by the way, as Dexter finds another one at Toxic. Does fall in the end, and it is a 2v2, but this is what I was talking about, right? Just getting the econ damage onto the NaVi Junior side is enough. You don't have to be winning these rounds, as indeed they will not be. Capacho finding Sadef in the end. And yeah, great stuff coming in from Espada despite losing the round, but I'm looking forward to what they could do here. A crucial round, as if they lose this one, NaVi will be in a very scary position to take down later on.
Do or die time, I think, is an accurate way to describe the situation. Espada did a great job to close the gap, and they did so, and now they let it open right back up again. If they can repeat that success a second time, then maybe we still have a game on our hands, but it is going to come down to this. They won't, of course, be able to afford to do much here in round 25. And Fortip, of course, naturally would come through at that point, I'd imagine. Not really expecting Espada to want to play for OT. But before you even worry about that, let's see how round 24 plays out. They have the full buy here, and they're in good positions. NaVi starting things slow once more, just taking connector control, checking every angle, not cutting any corners. This has been the same default from NaVi time and time again. That's not to say it's a bad thing. It's started to pay dividends once more for them after all. The question is, what do they decide to do to act on that play now? They're going to be a group up towards A? Seems to be the case. Their entire T side now waltzing through. The AWP pick comes in, but it's only a tag. Oh, he gets the second shot off, though, to save the day. That would have been unfortunate. Only getting the leg shot on first.
Doesn't actually help his teammate out here. Just leaves Patsy all alone at closed toilets. He is going to be calling in that there's a take coming in here, as they will be pushing forward, but Patsy's the first obstacle here. A close-up AWP from Dexter, also looking scary, and well, Patsy is good for one. That's all he had to do, as Dexter was on the unexpected close-up angle. A long trade also coming in, and now it's just Topa in a 1v2 versus Finnegan and Sotvic. Let's see if he can find them fast enough. They're just hiding from him. One at Optimus, one behind the yellow boxes. They're playing Ring Around the Rosie. I didn't know this was a multiplayer game, as NaVi Jr. do fail, and Espada managed to pick up an 11th round. As we hyped it up, Flakes, a very must-win round for the Espada side. They don't want to be playing overtime here. This is a map they're quite keen on actually getting done, and well, NaVi, they're not going to be getting it done in this one either. It's going to be a save. So a 13-12 scoreline, more likely than not, coming in.
And we're right back off in the previous situation that we were in a couple of rounds ago, where Espada had closed down that gap. That's what I was talking about. I expected to see it, and we will see just that. 12th round about to come through with ease. The problem for Espada is they don't seem to quite have it figured out how to actually tie things up. They get right there, and then they just let the rounds fall away again.
Definitely not something you want to have trouble doing, right? But hey, as we saw in the previous half, they do like to download their opponents before they dominate them. Just letting a few rounds go the other's way so they can see what they should be adjusting for. That's obviously not intentional, but, you know, it does transpire. And now, well, we'll be seeing if they can win this full buy v full buy. Whoever wins this one... Ooh, a little bit of a bruised buy coming in from NaVi, however. Anyway, whoever wins this one is looking like the favorite going forward, so definitely a make-or-break round for both teams here, as the not very good buy NaVi Jr. will be just rushing here toward the short area, and with the CTs isolated behind the Molotov on short, you'd think they would get those kills all day, but no, Finnegan actually managing to get things done, and now they're going to be pushing into B with a man disadvantage here, desperately trying to find anything they can get their claws on. The flashes also rain in, blinding both teams. It's utter chaos here on the B bomb site, but the T's do eventually fall, and now Topa in a 1v3. It's not looking likely here, Flakes. I'm not one to be pessimistic, but he really can't get much done here. Like, that's one kill, but now the CTs, they know his position 100% and can just set up a nice little crossfire or trade setup to go in here. As they do decide to hide it, Toxic and Topa, I don't think he can wide swing and spray them down both. That does seem to be unlikely. Finnegan managing to get things done in the end, and Espada do tie things up. I don't see how they throw this one, Flakes. I mean, NaVi Jr. is going to be on a terrible buy here. Probably full save, just some utility on Topa so far. And Espada will be getting this one to a 14th for sure. But how can they possibly let this one go after coming this close?
It's going to be an infuriating match for NaVi if they do end up dropping the ball here. That's for sure. Only pistols to defend with themselves, as you say. It's probably going to be an easy 14th. Unfortunately. Let's see if that does hold true. The pistols barraging their way out on towards the site. Nades galore. Clearly, Espada looking to just maximize on what they can do before they have to make the push. This bit does open with a good shot here, but unfortunately, those rifles already starting to come back as Patsy, he just wants absolutely none of it. This is a classic case of get out of my face, shooting anyone that dares take the jewel. And ultimately 3 kills in the bag as teammates clean things up, as it will be the 14th round and ultimately the lead for the Espada side.
And remember, this is Espada's pick, right? But we will be going into the next map, which is Inferno. NaVi Jr.'s pick. They do have a significantly worse win percentage on Inferno than Espada, as well as a significantly worse amount of maps played, only playing it 6 times in the past 3 months. Espada on 19 in that metric, so definitely a must-win map here for them. But yeah, that's a good start for them so far. Espada already losing 1 man, as you said. They can get things tied up, but then they start to peter out after that, so hopefully that's not a continuing trend. And, well, they do get their recompense there, managing to find a trade on Monster. With 4v4 situation still gonna be favoring the NaVi's side, but by a smaller margin than before. Oh, and that kill would have been very lovely to get at this juncture, but won't be happening, sadly. As the bomb still, well, it is going to be committing toward the B site. Not much more presence anywhere else that they can take advantage of. Plenty of utility to execute as well, and I assume that's what they're going to be lining up for now. The CT side, they have 2 Molotovs. They can still hold them back here, Flakes. Seeing if they can do that, as the take seems to be on. Bit with the entries.
Opening so far so good. We'll be able to clear out the back of site and water respectively as well. NaVi not find themselves in too comfortable a position here. A 3v4 retake is what they're being asked of. That's further beaten down as Bit takes Finnegan as well. I think you have to save here now. Sopvik and Patsy and have to waltz away from the situation. This will be NaVi securing 14 and tying us up once more.
And thankfully, Espada, for them at least, they will be getting enough money in the next round to be able to full buy against a full buying NaVi Jr. So they're all tied up, and that's the next make or break round, man. I feel like there's so many make or break rounds in this whole map, but it genuinely is just a pendulum swinging back and forth in terms of momentum and, you know, plausibility of winning. Definitely a back and forth game here. 14-14 being an even scoreline at this juncture, and now we'll be going into a full buy round here. Espada, they're really going to be wanting to get this one, especially since they picked the map, right? And having playing it 15 times in the past 3 months, they do seem to be liking it quite a bit. But the only map they play more of is Inferno, and that's coming up next, so stay tuned for that. But for now, let's see which team will be going forward with the advantage here. Sotvik, a nice little spray down into connector. Doesn't actually get anything done, but damage has been inflicted. And now the T's, well, they're looking like they want to execute towards short A. There's 2 CTs waiting for them on the corner. No utility dropped yet, and it looks like they will be falling back as they hear some utility being used up at toilets, and Dexter, a dangerous position here at toilets, does manage to find the first, and utility from his teammates is helping him out quite a bit here as a double comes in from Dexter. They line up, he gets the collat. Just nice stuff coming in from him. I was incredibly worried for his position. It was so far forward, but the utility from his teammate does manage to give him enough space and forces the NaVi side to wide swing him together in that kind of fashion. A double kill coming in from him in the end. That's just wonderful stuff, and NaVi, they're gonna be not liking their position in the last round here. Bit with 6 HP does find a double, but that feels like a statistical rounding error at this point. Like 2 more frags to find to have any chance in this game. Oh my god, he finds the first, can't actually get the second. Don't play with me like that, Bit. You were on 6 HP, you're not supposed to get a triple, let alone a quad. He doesn't manage to find a quad in the end. Thankfully for the Espada side, they will be getting this one onto map point, and NaVi Jr., well, their money's in the toilet. They can't get stuff. They can't get anything. Like, there's Galils and Deagles being bought up. I'm not terribly optimistic about them, Flakes.
I just... How can you describe a situation like that? Ultimately, losing a round in which an orb was able to get a single kill early on in an unconventional spot and then get a collateral the second time around that he peeks. That is heartbreaking here for NaVi. And as you say, now they're in this do or die spot where they have such limited weaponry to get the job done.
And they did so well on the previous rounds. It feels like this map probably should have been theirs. But Espada, they get it done in the end, man. Oh, just a double coming in here. Completely blind. Devastating for the T side. Another double. Is double the word of the day here, Flakes? Am I supposed to get excited for all of those? Because only the AWP one was actually exciting. These ones are just depressing for the NaVi Junior side. Just deleting them so effortlessly did Espada. A 16-14 finish in the end. A great performance here on Overpass. This was, of course, their pick. We will be going on to Inferno next, which is the pick of NaVi Junior. Definitely going to be needing that one to have any chance going forward, as the final map will be Dust 2. Espada has a 100% win rate on it, with 11 maps played in the past 3 months. You know what that means. It's going to be a brawl. Join us after the break, and we'll be seeing you in the map 2.
Ground, trying to not think about you, whilst you're in my mind, screaming loud. Still so lost, scared to find reasons to not be without you. Wish I could hide my head in the clouds. You came out searching for a reason, came out looking to throw me around, but I'll be holding on forever. I ain't falling this time, you would have to burn me down. I crumbled deep into the feeling that you leave me to drown. Yeah, I'm still holding up together. I ain't falling this time, you would have to burn me down. Get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I do it all before I die. I wanna get it on tonight. I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I wanna get you one more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. I want it one more time. I really need to make it right. Energy I overdose, 'cause I'm ready to reload. I need it one more time, but baby then again twice. But I don't know if I'm ready to let go. I'm gonna have you one more time. I'm gonna hit it one more night with you, with you. I am committed 'cause I know it's you I want. Hope I never see you go home. I'll come along.
I'm gonna have you one more time. I'm gonna have you one more night.
I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I do it all before I die. I wanna get it on tonight. I wanna get you one more time. I really wanna cross the line. I wanna get you one more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. Ooh, this time I wanna take it slow. I don't need my phone. I know how to picture in my mind the nights with you. I'm ready to enjoy the ride. I don't wanna die, but I could die in your arms, 'cause I don't need to live forever.
Welcome back to the stream, ladies and gentlemen, here in Espada versus NaVi Jr. in a best of 3. This is, of course, the quarterfinals of the Cyber.Bet Golden League 2020. I am Sermon, and joining me as he did in the previous map is Flakes. Flakes, what do you make of this match so far, and what did you do during the break?
So, what did I do in the break? Well, I gotta admit, I was definitely not playing World of Warcraft trying to get my my second 60 up, not at all. Shadowlands has not consumed me. On a more serious note, though, looking back to the last map, it was actually quite a disappointing end, all things considered. NaVi put up a much better fight than I think anyone could have anticipated. They did a really good job to break out a lead twice over, and then neither time could they actually do enough to get it over the line and secure the victory. So a really unfortunate scoreline, and quite a heartfelt one too, as ultimately it was Espada taking the win. And now I just can't help but feel like the 2-0 is coming.
We're predicting, well, the people in the chat, we're predicting, as well as us, that NaVi do need to get this done in a 2-0 fashion or there's no chance going forward. And, well, 2-0 is definitely not transpired here. They will have to be getting this one. And breaking Espada's 100% win rate on Dust 2 to win this best of 3 out, definitely looking unlikely. As we do go into their own map pick here of Inferno, where they are also, Flakes, not very favored to win this one, percent-wise, you know. The win rates, the amount of times played, terrible stats coming in from the NaVi Junior side, but we'll be seeing if they have something up their sleeves to get this done here. As we just wait for Finnegan's M4 to be taken away. This is the pistol round. Can't be having that. That would be a bit of a advantage going forward. As we are not live yet, do not worry, folks. Just going to be fixing some stuff up before we do.
$60K should be the standard pistol. No worries here.
How many buy rounds can you even have for 60k? I guess you just divide by, I don't know, 5k, I suppose, for like a conservative kind of full buy. That would just be...
I'm going to ask a dumb question here. Do they know it's not live? I'm assuming they do, judging by the 2 AFK players now towards A. But
Yeah.
definitely some genuine questions to be asked there, the way the start of the round was played.
But you gotta, you know, do a dry run first. Or maybe do a dry run of a different pistol strat, so you make them think they're gonna be going banana, but instead they're gonna be going toward A, so... Maybe they're playing some
The
early
other
mind
option
games
is
here.
that it is live and that the UI is bugged because
Oh!
timer hasn't moved and money hasn't moved either. So it might just be that the in-game HUD is bugged.
Oh,
And that actually was the pistol.
I did not actually consider
So
that.
some 200 IQ situations there. Yeah, the HUD is bugged. That's what this is. The HUD is bugged.
Okay. Let's continue casting on without the HUD then, as we will be seeing all the T's on the
So who won the
NaVi
round?
side.
That's what I'm curious about, because I guarantee if you're anything like me, I have no idea who won the round because I was looking at stats thinking it wasn't live.
Yeah, NaVi,
So-
NaVi died on banana. So
Ah.
they did lose this one, and Espada do have the advantage going forward, as you can see by the Glock in Bit's hand and the MP9 in the hands of Topa on bottom banana, as they are holding it up close and personal with the SMGs. We'll be waiting to see what they can do here. Looks like they're just going to explode onto banana very soon. And there's no utility to be helping them out here. So as soon as they start making footsteps, that's when the game is on. Patsy with a nice spray down up close and personal with the MP9. This is going to only leave one terrorist remaining. He goes down as well. And that's going to be some nice money for the Espada side going forward. I wish I could tell you how much money, Flakes. It's definitely not 60k. But it's in that general vicinity, you know.
Both teams are balling out of control here at round 3. It's
This new economy, man.
yeah, new economy models. We're testing it for the first time here.
Kind of just
There we go. I think we're back to normality now.
back to normality. Oop, there goes gravity. We see Espada on 2-0 with very nice money going forward, and while NaVi Jr., they're going to be able to buy in this one. having gone for a complete save in the previous one. It was just Glocks. So, NaVi Jr., they gotta win this one, or they're out of the tournament. It's the quarterfinals. That's how it works. Single elimination brackets. They're gonna have to get a bit of an early start here on Inferno to have any kind of a chance. Obviously, has been trending more toward T-sidedness as of late. Just not that much, but still noteworthy. But since we do seem to be experiencing a longer pause here, I would just like to bring up the fact that we still call it the new economy about 2 years later. I think that sort of speaks to how many updates we are used to, like to the core mechanics of CS, right? We are used to as a community. The 2-year-old update considered new.
To be fair, it was quite a sharp shock when you think about a 2-year-old update in comparison to a game that's been around for going on 15 years.
Yeah, 10 years in this iteration, I get. No, not yet.
One of
beta
Counter-Strike's
came
greatest
out.
strengths is the simplicity of the game.
Yeah, you hear that, Valorant? You don't need like a bird that becomes a flashbang. You can just buy a simple flash grenade and bounce it off the wall. That's kind of one of those needless complications of Valorant, in my opinion. That and the overall I guess, emphasis on team play. That approach really didn't work for Overwatch in that sense. Like, if you're forced to play as a team, or like Heroes of the Storm or something, where one person can't just carry, I think eventually people get bored of that. People start seeing, how they just keep losing because their teammates aren't that good, and then they give up on the game or, get salty in the chat or something. It's just way better for everyone if one person can just dominate the entire game and they can carry all by themselves. I think that's an important ingredient to Counter-Strike's success.
Hopefully we can find a way out of this pause, though, relatively soon, and we can get this match underway.
Ask and you shall receive. The timer seems to be going down now. And we will be going into a bit of a forced buy situation, it looks like, from the Espada side, obviously playing the bonus round with those MP9s. They already generated quite a bit of money with that. And now they will be going to this one looking to get some AKs for free from the T side. As they do have one each, they will just be going for light banana presence and brackets control from the beginning. Patsy, getting caught out. Smoke was thrown in the right time, and he does manage to get a headshot, but can't quite secure the kill. But Dexter does secure a kill in apartments, however, and from apartments onto Bit, onto Long. He's just really making it hard here for the T side. In theory, they should have gone into the site and planted a while ago, but they've been held back, and that's given the CTs quite a bit of time to rotate for this retake. They know there's still presence in Pit, however, and one of the rotators has already gone down. So a 2v2 situation coming in here. The Ts, they are unfavored in this position, in my opinion. Two angles of attack from the CTs definitely going to be causing a bit of trouble, and they do actually go down one by one. Very good team play coming in from Espada, flashing themselves, clearing the right corners. That's how you play CS, and that's how they win this round, bringing it to a 3-0 situation for Espada. And NaVi, well, their money is good enough for a bad buy here, and I assume they will be going for it shortly.
Not the greatest of starts for NaVi, but this is their opportunity now to redeem themselves. I'm curious, Kerman, throw a scoreline at me. What do you think this is going to end? I've got 16-7 in the back of my mind, to put it out there.
16-7 for Espada, you mean?
Uh-huh.
I think I would be in that general neighborhood as well. I think NaVi will be doing it a little bit better, however, like a 16-10. But definitely a confident win coming in from Espada in the cards. If you're using our information for your betting, however, please bear in mind it is your own money and we are not responsible for how you lose it. But just saying, betting on Espada right now does seem to be what the cool kids are doing, and well, that banana peak isn't going to be helping them out in that respect. A bad repeak from Menezi coming in just gives away his life and the advantage they have. NaVi still have the advantage going forward. Obviously, 3-3 will always favor the T's, but losing another player on top mid does nullify things somewhat, and a second as well. Capacho just left. Dexter and Patsy having to find him and kill him, but Capacho still has to decide which site he'll be going toward. It is making so much sound, however, that the rotate will be coming in fast, and Patsy knows how to put himself on an alpha angle and finishes him off fast. Espada on 4, NaVi on 0, and their money not looking too hot either. I think they're going to have to actually go for a save here. A deco.
Haven't quite managed the crack of redeeming themselves, but I'm going to keep that going. Maybe in round 6 it will finally come. Who knows? I'm hopeful. Plus 4-0. Far from ideal. A 5th. Looking likely, but the pistols will be there to try and slow it down.
For sure. Up close on Banana, however, is not sort of ideal for any deagles, right? The MP9 wins that duel any day of the week. As a flash will be coming in for brackets control, and Topa will be swinging out of it. Actually doesn't, and does spot one out on balcony. Can't quite get the shot off, and well, Finnegan does find Bit, and now we're in a 4v2 situation here, as Espada look to be bringing us to a 5th here. Just a formality here at the end to wait for the NaVi players to maybe get 1 or 2 kills going forward, but it is just down to Capacho, so what can he really do, realistically? They know Apps is a possibility, and somehow Patsy doesn't get that kill anyway. We'll be allowing Capacho to get this AK back, and he isn't looking to save with it, as, well, he wouldn't have had any money going forward. But now, NaVi Jr., they're not sweating the money at all. A 5-0 situation, the loss bonus is going to be helping them out, obviously, as they will be buying everything they could possibly want in this one, while Espada, look at Sotvik, he's still on the MP9. This guy, did he buy the MP9 or bring it back from the previous round? I have no idea. Either way, a ballsy move to just keep playing with those.
Look at the aggression on Dexter, just fully sends it now. Out to the side of Banana, tries to go for the early peak, unfortunately doesn't get rewarded, but he'll give it a second go, this time getting boosted. He's going to go for more. This guy has just unreal confidence, and it all pays off. The rifle fills in the gaps as well. Espada, not only is it 5-0, but it's 5-0 with a 2-frag advantage, and nothing NaVi Jr. can do about it. They are just getting battered.
Noteworthy is the lack of bomb plants, really. Because that means their economy is always going to be so perpetually low that they have to eco every other round, right? So when Espada win a full buy round, they're actually winning 2 rounds at the same time. And all they have to do is just prevent NaVi from getting any kind of a plant. The juniors here going to be really struggling to punch in those digits as they just wait for the smoke to clear on Banana. Not that much utility to be holding them back anymore. No smokes left for the B defensive, as they do expect T's to be showing up, and one of them is spotted out. Sotvik can't quite get the angle, and Capacho does actually find Dima through the coffins, manages to delete him as Sotvik, ooh, he tries to go for a wide peek, but that flash just denies him in the nick of time, as the bomb will be going down. Definitely good for the economy of the NaVi Jr. side. They can still get this round win, however. A 3v3 situation, still favorable, but that's become a 2v3, and both of these T players, they're so low. Only 4 HP on Gaspadarov. The last player alive does manage to find a nice one-tap onto CT, but will be going down. It is traded behind the pillar, not a great place to hide if you're being encroached on from 2 different angles, as Espada do bring this to a 6-0. And NaVi, well, as predicted, will be able to buy because of that bomb plant. Quite comfortable buy coming in. As a pause does also come in, NaVi, they need to change something, and I don't know what, Flakes.
yeah, just this is not going their way at all right now, is it? They're just getting picked apart no matter what they try. Dexter being the raid boss of Banana, likewise any pressure towards mid, they just get shut down. Just seems like no options for the Na'Vi side, but at least we see a smart pause come through just to slow down the pace of the game. It's so easy in this type of situation. Just let the score rattle away. Espada get to 6, 7, 8, 9 before you finally sit there 11-0 or 11-1 thinking, boys, we got to do something. Better to get ahead of it. When you start to see it trend that way, you use these pauses just to try and bring something new into play. A little something you can change up. Maybe we're going to see some apps aggression or something more classic towards an A split. Many opportunities there. The other option, of course, is we're seeing a very aggressive CT side. So you could also just sit back and wait and then retake certain areas of the map, capitalizing on the aggression that you know that's coming. And a great example of that is Banana. Na'Vi can just be patient towards Banana. They could pull off a retake in the later stage of the round and get a frag on the likes of Dexter.
That's assuming that Espada doesn't change it up in this round as well, right? Because when the enemy team takes a pause, you know they're going to be playing the anti of what you're going to be, doing, right? What you have been doing in the previous rounds. And the timeout works for the Espada side as well. They have all the time they want to sort of coordinate what they're going to be doing next. And it is going to be different, most likely. So trying to go for that kind of slow play from the Na'Vi junior side, they may be finding themselves in a situation where the CTs just don't peek them, and with no wasting a lot of time and wasting a lot of opportunities to make the CTs use up their utility could be potentially dangerous. Dexter does go for an aggressive peek down mid, doesn't get punished for it, but doesn't find anything either. And now the T's, well, they'll be taking apartments. As Finnegan cannot see them through the smoke there, they will be setting themselves up for brackets control as well. That Molotov will be landing on top of the porch area, and the take is on with Sotvik behind the smoke, not being able to chime in. Does go for the spam, but can't quite connect. And now the T's, well, they're pretty far forward, and Dexter is trying to get the numbers into their advantage and does just that. Gets Topa and goes back, but Bonezi with a nice one-tap there on Banana does open up the entire bomb site. Is going to be a little bit too slow. The CTs, they will have rotated in time, but Bit also finding another kill on A. This is all falling apart for the Espada side. Na'Vi seem to have found an opening and will be planting the bomb on B, and man, just saw it going down and construction there, really going to be cementing this round for the Na'Vi side. Better late than never, I suppose. A 6-1 scoreline going to be coming in here as Espada are forced to save. That is, if Na'Vi Jr. even allow them. There's going to be 2 hunters going to be going after these. Well, no, actually, there's just going to be 1 player, but he's going to be trying to find these M4s. Doesn't want him to save. However, he will be falling in the end, and that's going to allow Patsy to get an AWP. And Finnegan can upgrade to an AK if he wants to. Looks like he's going to be going for that and then saving in pit. Na'Vi too far away to do anything about that.
This is the opening they were looking for. Can they put it to good use, though, Kevin? Well, they have to, right? I mean, already at 6-1, you can't really afford to have your money butchered here and allow your opponent to really break out another lead.
No, you cannot. And what did they really do different in this round? Just they went for brackets control like they did before. The aim duels seem to have gone their way. The smoke's well used to isolate the long player, but it's only a matter of time before Espada sort of can adapt to their playstyle and gain momentum back. So Na'Vi, crucial wins going to be coming in here as the economy of the Espada side has been whittled down to not buying distance. And brackets control has been going their way. They're just making sure there's no aggression from any oppers coming in here, as Finnegan on the cheeky angle at Haykart does manage to find Bit, and the T's, they throw all their utility out in hopes of being able to execute, but the Molotov slows them down. And now, well, there's 4 players on the A bomb site. They're gonna probably reconsider this. They're already slowly inching their way toward Banana again, and there's only 1 player waiting for them there, but Espada have already called the re-rotate. send some cavalry over toward the B site to hold them back should they need it, but yeah, that smoke is also going to be slowing them down. So now the T's, they can recalculate, they can reconsider yet again, as the brackets control is still theirs, though they don't know it. There is no CTs pushed up forward. Capacho was still lurking, making sure no one was there. As the A-take will be going down. No utility from the CTs to hold them back this time, so it's all going to come down to the aim duels. Molotov into pit is going to force Finnegan to get his shots, and Patsy and Sadaf do find kills, but oh man, the entries onto A, they're just too quick. A 2v2 situation going to be coming in, and with the bomb down, Dima and Dexter, they're going to need to pull off a miracle to get this round back. Just Capacho already being in pit does ensure the weirdly timed peaks should be coming in soon. Menezzi trying to do it himself, but onto the moto position, doesn't feel too comfortable doing that, does find the kill onto Dima in the end, and now Dexter's just low HP here with the AWP. He has to go back and save it. Espada's economy has well and truly been bruised. NaVi Jr. have gotten their second round here, and things are looking up for them finally. Espada probably going to be echoing the next one, and we'll be seeing if NaVi can bring this to a third. Most likely they will. No spoilers in chat, but I think NaVi Jr. got this one.
Quite a lockdown round towards the end of it, though. It's interesting that the 2v2 was a perfect trade. Both teams ending up with with their low HP player and a full HP player, respectively. Slightly comical way for the 2v2 to set in, but nonetheless, NaVi do pull the second round through, and as a result, they are well and truly getting themselves back into this now. Momentum picking up for their T side as they look here for a third. You can see that confidence starting to come through from NaVi now, really getting more comfortable with testing. For example, the tip of Banana, getting up there early on, and Bit actually just starting to take some of these contact duels very early on, more than happy just to start to swing these.
3 players waiting for them, one already down, but okay, the second does go as well. Up close and personal, Sodfik does manage to get 1 kill with his P250, but that's going to be all she wrote for him. And now it's a 3v2 situation. The bomb far away, but the smoke has been thrown onto CT, so they can safely cross it. And Menezzi just has this construction control here. Capacho just getting one through the smoke. Why not? It's already been a crazy enough round as is. And Espada predictably losing this one. However, getting 2 kills, I think they're going to be like happy enough with it. You know, it's not exactly thrilling, nothing to write home about, but getting 2 kills does put some pressure onto NaVi's economy. And I think the crucial change that's happened right now is NaVi are actually getting the bomb plants, whereas before they couldn't even get that done. So that's kind of been contributing to the 6-0 lead from Espada in the beginning. And now NaVi, they've brought it back. It's 6-3 now. And we'll be seeing if they can continue this. Espada with a full buy, and I don't think we'll be seeing any more MP9 shenanigans going down there. This is going to be full M4s, and an AWP on Dexter. He has been impactful in this match so far. Going to be going forward with this setup. Well, actually an AWP on Gospodarov, so T-side hopping on Inferno. Not a huge fan, but you can definitely get some impact with it, especially if you peek mid this way, but the CTs, they're not giving him anything, and they have 3 players on B, just going to be looking for that banana control early on are the CTs. Well, the Ts, they couldn't be bothered with banana, they're just taking apartments, and top middle, a nice flash for for hallway. I haven't seen that one. Much preferable to the one you just throw off of the stairs yourself. Definitely doesn't give the CTs any chance to look away, but no gunfights actually happen off the back of that, so I digress. Brackets control in NaVi's court.
Still a lot of time to play with here, though. No need for NaVi to rush this. Just look for the opportunities, capitalize on any angles that you can do. Interesting enough, though, no picks at all here on either side. Only 40 seconds remaining. Oh, I say that, and then that happens. Menezzi quick to the trigger. gets a frag on Dima as he jumps over the wall towards Banana. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, we've seen it happen before, and he just gets it done. Good stuff coming in from him, and, well, it is going to be an A take in the end anyway. Long presence as well coming in from the T's. They will be smoking off the usual rotating positions, and now we'll just be encroaching on this A site. A nice one-tap from Menezi does also expose the other CT on the site, and that's going to be a clean site take from them. Now to see if they can hold on to it, easy peasy, says Gospodarov as he deletes Dexter. The AWP duel going in his favor in the end. Did have the positional advantage, but yeah, NaVi Jr. winning another one out. It's been going pretty good for them so far, like 4 rounds in a row if I'm not mistaken. And Espada, even with Sotfik saving here, will not be able to buy up in the next one if I'm not mistaken. So NaVi probably looking at a 5th here, not just a 4th.
Exactly, and Manezi having a beast of a round, has to be said. It's not just a one-tap for him towards Banana, that second shot on the A site. Absolutely nasty.
Well, absolutely nasty is also Espada's economy at the moment. They're going to have to go for a save. Sotfik, the lone M4 here, as he does drop a deagle onto Dexter, or Deegster, as he will be in this one. Be trying to find something, and it looks like they're not going to be going for banana control really here. They used to stack up 3 players, and oh, that grenade's going to be devastating. That kill is as well, but, well, Dima does pay for it with 78 of his own health. Going to be knocked down to 22 here. Definitely a good opening from the Espada side, however, and a bit looking to even up the odds as he does push forward by himself. Doesn't manage to get the kill. Sot does manage to get him. Gospodarov does trade, but still at a disadvantage are the NaVi Jr. side. A 3v4 situation. Now, it's all a matter of where Espada decide to stack and where the T's decide to go. It looks like they decide to stack toward the short position, and that's also where Topa is going to be. And Carpaccio, he tries to even things up by swinging out of apartments, but doesn't manage to get it done in the end. And now it's all down to Gospodarov. A 1v4 with the AWP. I think you just throw this AWP over the wall. He's just going to be doing that as well. Taking an AK and, yeah, actually getting a bomb plant off the back of that. Good stuff coming in. He had the info that there were 3 toward A, so this B offensive, definitely his saving grace here, as I don't expect him to be able to hold it off against 3 CTs retaking. He has smoked them off, but the CTs, well, they can just sort of rush through the smoke and delete him, and that's what they'll be doing. Patsy, a nice little headshot onto Gospodarov to end things, and I think Patsy's looking for the AWP, but sadly he won't be able to find it. Sees it on the stairs there, can't quite reach. If only he could shoot the lock off of that door to open it up, but sadly this isn't Source. No physics tomfoolery gonna be going on here. That's the only physics we have, is shooting weapons, maybe using a grenade to force them out of little nooks and crannies like that, but he can't actually secure it. So that's gonna be a great round from Espada. NaVi Jr. Definitely going to be kicking themselves for that one, as we do go into yet another full buy round. A must-win from NaVi at this point, I think.
Curious to see if Espada pull out more aggression here as well. Nothing more than a deep nade, though, it seems. Deep nade's always interesting, mid. I never really find that it does much damage, if any, most of the time.
That's something you have to really hit the analysis tools with. Get those heat maps activated, see where you're doing the, you know, nade damage. If you see that there's a whole bunch of wasted utility toward one side, you probably shouldn't be throwing those. Hey, that's why you hire analysts. I'm sure NaVi have the resources for it. Espada maybe not, but we'll be seeing if they can hold on to this one. Dexter on the aggressive angle yet again, manages to find one and just fall back effortlessly. NaVi really have to shut that down, in my opinion. Like, that's been a thorn in their side for way too long. And then going into the next round with a disadvantage like this, that's just going to be devastating for them. as they do signal that it's going to be an A take with one player rotating from the Espada side. NaVi, they're playing it slow, but they are going to execute onto A eventually. At C with a nice defense, and well,
Just dance around this box. This will work wonders, and it does. That box is such a dangerous angle for the T's to contend with because you can be so mobile there despite being out in the open. It's one of these areas that without app support can be a real pain to actually deal with for a T side. And you see it there, they have no choice. With apps being smoked off, just take the fight and he can just dance to the right and go for the spray down. Makes it look so easy.
yeah, the only thing they could have done is just flash themselves through the smoke, I suppose, but hindsight always being 2020. Either way, you never want to go into the tight choke point, which is, you know, the default stairs onto the A bomb site. Not a great place to hang out, as, well, Dexter does find Topa on second mid. Good stuff coming in from him, as Banana Control does go the way of the NaVi Junior side for now. And they will be executing onto B. With one lurk player toward A, he needs to make some noise now to make them think that it's not just a full commit onto Banana. We'll just be staying in those apps, as there's a minute and 18 seconds left on the clock. The T's, they have to make their presence known elsewhere to force out some utility and maybe get some kills onto Espada as well. But instead, they're not going to be going top mid flicks. They're just going to be committing the bomb into apartments, with two more players going to be pushing top middle. Only pistols to their name, but can they get anything done? Only a smoke on Gospodarov in terms of utility, so that smoke by Finnegan, it's going to be slowing them down significantly as they start to consider their options. 45 seconds left on the clock, not quite enough time to make it back to B silently, so they will be executing here onto long, all down to Dexter to hold this one off. If they decide to push the smoke, they will, and he finds a double onto Gospodarov and Menezi. Just wonderful shots coming in from him. The T's just lining up, not having the presence of mind that maybe being a little bit further spaced apart would get them the kill more easily. And yeah, sadly for the NaVi Junior side, they do fall there. A great attempt, however, but Espada, they're not going for moral victories here. They're just winning it outright. 9-4 the score line, and with only 2 rounds remaining, NaVi Junior have to get this one, or they are at a massive economic disadvantage going forward, as Espada might just pick this one up 11-4.
If it is 11-4, concern for me sets in, but oof, no aggressive angle for you today, Sopvik. Immediately shut down by Capacho. I was wondering when Espada would start to pull out a bit more of this aggressive style, taking those fights, deep apps and whatnot. But you can see when they do try it, they're immediately given a slap around the face and told to get back on the site. As that aggression not paying dividends at all.
Aggression on Banana not going to be contested, however, as they do seem to have control of it fully. The CTs being a man down will be quite disadvantageous going forward, but Patsy does even up the score. Topa, the lurk player, is going to be falling in apartments, and now maybe the Espada side can rotate one extra player toward the B side. That is exactly what they're going to be doing. Dexter with the AWP going to be in CT. Smoked off, however, as Bit does entry, clearing these angles, but it's more Gospodarov that gets the contact onto construction. We'll just be smoking him off here as the bomb is securely going to be planted. And do Espada just save this one? Their money isn't brilliant. That grenade isn't going to get the bomb denied either. As Dexter, he tries to go for the aggressive peek, but doesn't go his way this time. He has been quite good in those positions so far. Sadly, not today. As I would advise the Espada side to save. A 3v4 retake, definitely not doable percent-wise. If you're playing percentage Counter-Strike, this is where you save. But these guys, they're not Phantom Lord flakes. They are screwing the percentages here as, well, they do get screwed themselves in the end. Only Finnegan remaining with the AK will be getting another kill, but that's going to be all she wrote for this one. 9-5. Another round going the NaVi Junior side, and it was a must-win round as their economy was in big, big trouble. Speaking of the economy, look at Espada. They have nothing, and this is looking like a 9-6 half already. It could have been 11-4 Flakes, if only they got this one. No cigar, however.
A 10-5 now. Best case scenario. Got to be said for NaVi, they do continue to be able to give themselves a fighting chance in this best of 3, don't they? A team who a lot of people had just anticipated, myself included, that they would just get annihilated here. They really have showed up. Even getting 5 rounds on the T side is enough to put on a fight in the second half. My prediction still stands true at 16-7.
Ooh.
But I do want to give them credit where credit is due.
You think Espada are going to be that good on the T side? Because,
Yeah,
as predicted,
I have.
I mean,
full faith.
as established before, they are a bit of a CT-sided team, but hey man, I don't know how good Navi's CT is, so maybe they will actually get that going forward. An opening kill from Topa is going to be a bit devastating for the CT side, and this double kill on short with his own flashbang, he's just a one-man army here, deleting fools left, right, and center. Espada can't get anything done on this one, and NaVi Jr. do pick up a 6. The 9-6 score line just narrowly gotten by the NaVi side, definitely enough to be competitive going forward, but we will be seeing if Espada's T side is as impressive as their CT side was. Looking at the scoreboard here, Patsy and Dexter, well, they're doing quite a bit of work for their teams. Only Menezi outperforming his death scare on the T side, and well, good luck, NaVi Jr. You're gonna need it. It's gonna be a tough game going forward, but hey, if you win this one, don't worry, you're on Dust 2, where Espada has a 100% win rate. So no pressure. No pressure whatsoever, Flakes. They got this. Easy.
Yeah. That's an interesting picture to paint, isn't it?
Bob Ross up in this house. No mistakes, just happy accidents. As they do execute onto B. That smoke will be landing in CT, making it a fast execute as Menezi up close finds a triple with a USP. Come on, Menezi, you can't be doing that. Only Dima left alive after that exchange, if you could call it that. Exchanges are usually fair for both parties, not in this case. Only one player down for the NaVi Jr. side, and they do secure the first one, and look at these odds, Flakes. They are dead even. 8-4 and 8-6. Whew. Definitely a bit of a toss-up as to which way this is going to be going, but you can't base much off the pistol round. It is going to be giving NaVi Jr. the advantage going forward, but Espada can still deny the successful convert. They have used up all their money for this one as no bomb was planted. And they will be trying to make something happen here. No banana control so far, but apartments should be coming in soon as there's no presence from the NaVi side. And yeah, Espada just being a general nuisance.
That's all they can really try and aim to do right now, though. Until they get an early pick, can't really do much else. The later stage of the round, they'll be given no choice but to group up. But for now, the group play is very simple. Just look for the right angles, try and open yourself up, and jumping Tech9 to the face.
Yeah, that's a right angle.
That's exactly what we're looking for.
Ooh, and what they're looking for is CT control, but Capacho up close. MP9 does manage to find one.
Only getting one is the bare minimum there.
Yeah.
That completely puts Topa now in an impossible spot. He has to catch every player, as he should get overwhelmed from 2 angles.
Ooh, he does in the end. Sotvik playing just behind the fountain, so he wasn't spotted for long enough to make it a 1v2. And Menezi, he doesn't need to see Finnegan, he just needs to shoot. And shoot he does, a 2v2 situation now. Espada know that NaVi are retaking from the banana area, and they could have used that at their advantage. They do, in the sense that they get 1 kill, but now it's just down to Dexter to win this one out for the Espada side. NaVi Jr. need to get this round. Definitely going to be helping them out going forward if they do, but oh man, the time, it's so low now. He doesn't know where to look. Dexter on the off angle, not even expecting him as Gospodarov, and a little bit of a deke shot to the corpse there, just for the added BM. Nice. Love it when that happens. The CIS, man, the CIS region, they got no chill. They'll just do that stuff, demoralize the opponent, and establish dominance. Espada on 10, NaVi Jr. on a Deco, well, on a Deagle Force, I suppose. So Espada looking to make this one an 11th. Up close at Apartments.Bet.
Hello. Bit very quick to whip that out. Might even get a secondary if he's lucky as well.
Whoa.
And he will.
All right,
That is perfect.
Bit slowly working his way up to bite as he takes a bite out of Espada's offensive here. 2 kills with the Deagle, that is just lunacy, but it might be all for naught if this B hold doesn't actually garner some kills as well. An execute onto B will be allowing them to cross safely as they just have one more player to find. That's going to be a new box there. Ooh, won't be actually getting it cleanly, Topa going down, but the subsequent aggression from the smoke doesn't garner any kills, so it is a 2v2. With a resmoke onto construction, this bomb has to go down now, before it's too late, before the utility fades away. Like, their chances of winning this one. Ooh, Softvic just hiding behind that fountain area. Thankfully has the HP to take a few licks as he goes and repositions. As Monezi, he's already playing far forward. The flash not going to be doing anything, and Sotvik will be finding one of them as Dexter finds the second onto CT. Espada with 11 scoreline. NaVi still on 7, and with no money here to buy, Espada are looking to make this one a 12th. So definitely running away with it here. Your 16-7 prediction, Flakes? It's looking like it's going to be coming true.
We have to see. We've got to see. It's there's a fair few rounds left to be played just yet. I think a lot of that is a credit to the first half, actually, for NaVi. At the end of the day, they did put themselves in a position to be able to fight here on their CT side. Unfortunately for them, not had the greatest of starts, though. It is likely going to be that 12-7. As you mentioned, these pistols just going to feed the beast here, Patsy. Comfortable triple kill.
Lawnmower going into the room as well. It couldn't quite get the ace, but, you know, doesn't matter against Ecos. That Mac 10 has paid for itself, well, 2 times over. 4 kills. So that's definitely going to be a boon for their economy here. Espada's economy just out of control in general, while NaVi just straight trying to get through with the scraps at the bottom of the barrel. Opting for the helmets still, as they know there's 2 Mac 10s on the enemy team. They can't be saving that money that way. So limited utility coming in from them, and this fast banana take looking like it's going the way of Espada so far, but they just overcommit, overpeak, and, well, NaVi Jr., they just stopped them in their tracks. 5v4 situation now for NaVi. Definitely something they wanted to happen. And Espada are going to be kicking themselves for that one. I think they're going to avoid aggressive plays like that in the future.
Curious to see what the approach is going to be now from Espada, despite being in this unfortunate situation of a 3v5. Capacha 2 HP, so there will be a frag worth finding there. But ultimately, the difficulty here is going to be in the fact that it's a 3v5. They're hitting a B site with 3 players locked in and ready to go. CT smoke comes through, and this is where things get painful. Uneasy already strikes damage onto 2 players, killing the first outright. Sotvik will need to go on an absolute charge here to make this work. Unfortunately for them, they just can't quite get it done. 3 players on the site makes that an impossible mission.
Impossible mission. Someone should make a movie out of that. You know what's another good movie, Flakes?
Shoot.
Full buy. Not sure if that's a movie, but Espada is on a full buy here again, as their economy was quite good going forward, and now a 12-8 situation here. NaVi have everything to prove, as they have already gone over your prediction of 16-7, have outdone themselves slightly, but we'll see if my prediction of 16-10 is going to be coming true. As Espada, well, they're known to give a few rounds away where perhaps they shouldn't, but NaVi hopefully going to be going to be good enough on the CT side to get a few extra rounds here, give themselves a chance, get themselves back in the game. Finnegan going to be swinging out of the boiler area after the flash happens. Gospodarov is forced back with the fadeaway grenade, going to be dealing some damage, and a spray down also going to be coming in as a 4v3 situation is upon us. Still not finding that pit player, and just too cowardly to really aggress onto the A bomb site. There's no one there. Monezi was always behind the smoke, but they just don't fancy their chances with that one. They fade away at the worst possible time. Unfortunately for them, they do give away some kind of an advantage that they had going forward here, as they will just be sending one player here to KZ his way onto one of the balconies, as they're just going to be doing a delayed take now. Finnegan from the apartments is going to be crucial to get that long player out of the way for the other T's to be taking. And the Molotov also goes down. Pit player in the open, as the long player had to aggress, and now it's a 2v2 situation with Espada successfully having taken the bomb site. It is planted for pit and apartments, so NaVi Jr., they're going to have quite a few angles to clear before they can go on that bomb and start cutting the wires. A Molotov onto deep site will be inconsequential. In fact, blocking them from getting to the bomb is a matter of fact. Only down to Finnegan and Capacho now, as a trade does go through, and Capacho manages to find it in the end. The defuse also going to be coming in here as NaVi, they pick up a 9th. They're going to be very, very lucky for... I mean, they're going to be very happy for this one. They're definitely a round that was up in the air until the last few moments. So a 12-9 situation here, as Espada, they still have gas left in the tank. I suppose they do. Only Galil's though, so they're definitely driving on fumes here. Gonna be scrapping together a nice little buy, while NaVi Jr., they can, well, they have FAMASes, so they're not doing much better. But for sure, this is gonna be a must-win round for both teams. Definitely wanting to take this economic advantage going forward. The momentum flakes, very important stuff.
It's going to be important, particularly for NaVi here, who are a team who are doing a very good job again of pulling up value of their CT side. I can't help but speak highly of them right now, just going above and beyond my own expectations of them, and I feel what is a fair expectation of them as a team on a whole currently, who have been very wish-washy, just trying to really get more maps under the belt as a roster and really get comfortable with the lineup. But putting on a good show here, 12-9. Capacho opening up for one of his own as Manisi finds a frag through the smoke. They're looking consistent here in these last couple rounds, has to be said.
Definitely. Gospodarov trying to do what Dexter was doing on the previous half. Doesn't manage to find the kill, but Bit was chasing him and does go down to his teammate. So now it's all down to these two players for the Espada side. From long, they are smoked off, so they could reconsider and go CT, but it looks like Finnegan's going to try and find something on the edge of the smoke here. A little bit of a misplay, as he was expected completely smoked off, and then Bit peeks from mini pit. Going to be dispatching of him easily here, as Satvik, well, he can't do anything against a triple crossfire like that. That's just not reasonable. So, NaVi Jr., they do find the 10th round. And for my prediction to come true here, Flakes, Espada needs every single round from here on out, and that's not looking terribly likely. Not enough money to really invest into this one. Probably just going to be straight up Glocks. Well, I do see Deagle upgrades going on two of the players, but that's going to be it. So we'll just be waiting to see what happens after NaVi get their 11th round on the board here. The T's, they're holding back. Not going for any aggression whatsoever here. Just a little bit of
It just feels like
presence.
one of those rounds where you're sat back and you're just chatting.
The French timeout.
Not really much more to it. Exactly, yeah. You might as well use it for something, right? You know you're not really going to be able to do too much with just 5 Deagles, so...
Curiously, they haven't used their actual timeouts recently, so... Nice shot from Patsy, by the way. Great swing on the corner, but that just allows Bits to upgrade his rifle, so... Definitely still in NaVi's court is this round. We'll be seeing if another person falls, then I start to worry. But looking like Capacho's going to be flashing banana here for Topa. He is going to be getting a set of kills for sure. Ooh, only finds one. Does get deeked by Dexter. The Deekster coming online here, as it is a 3v3, but now the Carpaccio is actually ready for the push. Does manage to find a nice spray transfer onto two of them. And this is going to be going NaVi's way as predicted. 2 kills, going to be chipping away at their economy somewhat, but look at the money, man. This is just, they're just running away with it. Carpaccio on almost 7k. And the odds, they seem to be favoring NaVi at this juncture. Do you agree, Flakes?
Yeah, I think we would be insane not to agree at this point that things are tightening up a little bit here, and NaVi are the ones that feel like they're in control.
People really giving Inferno here the CT-sidedness, putting their money where their mouth is, as NaVi have seemed to put 2 of their players onto Banana. Taking deep control, just going to be playing it up close, and the T's, they want to contest it later on, but another smoke going to be slowing them down. Maybe that gives them some pause for thought. Maybe they need to... Ooh, they hear the tick damage coming in. Dima, he expects that player to be running back now, and that grenade isn't actually going to be catching him. It's going to be catching Topa, getting him down to 68. However, all this utility and presence for Banana is going to be scaring them back. At least... that push got this done, right? T's now had to use up a whole bunch of utility that they didn't have a lot of in the first place to just retake Banana, which they should be getting if they push it early anyway. So, a great play coming in from NaVi to whittle them down in that way. And with no kills going on so far, I'm anxious to see where Espada will decide to go for in the end. Is this an execute or just a fake? Who knows?
Whatever they're doing, they've got 30 seconds to get the job done here. Sopvik, he's just going to waltz in, keeping himself very quiet. He needs to strike
Only
to pull
2
this
players on
rotate.
A. And only 1 now that Patsy finds the entry. So Sotvik, he died for a good cause there. A true warrior going down for his team as they take the A bomb site almost uncontested. There were just 2 players left there. Finding 1 entry does only make it a, like 4v1. And they just win the round in the end. NaVi Jr., they're not going to know what hit him here. Espada playing this one perfectly, getting this to 13-11. And yeah, NaVi, they're going to be able to buy, but Espada, they're tightening that noose.
Does mean NaVi, unfortunately, will be unable to eke out a lead here, or even tie things up for that matter. Espada, we've got to 13 now, just 3 more required for that sweet 2-0. The rounds may taste good, but they've not been easy for Espada, and that's the key point here. They really are struggling.
Man,
One
nothing,
round out of the many.
nothing tastes quite as good as something you had to work for, you know? If you could just wave your hand and get a cheese toasty, it wouldn't taste that good. But if you have to, like,
I
scrape
would
your...
have to dispute that fact. If I could wave my hand and get a nice George Foreman grilled cheese toasty, I think that would be a pretty good life. I'd
Yeah.
also probably put on a ton of weight, but
Initially, right?
it would be worth it in the long run.
No. Like, initially, it would feel great, but eventually you would get bored. If you have to, like, struggle to get the bag of bread open, if you have to, like, scrape your knuckles on a rusty
you
cheese
struggle?
grater...
You struggle to open your bread, Kerman? Do you want to talk to us about this?
I don't buy bread, I make it myself, thank you.
Tell us more about your struggles of opening your bread packets.
I will tell you more about my bread making methods instead, if that's okay with you. Make my own
Go for it. At
sourdough
this
starter.
point, I'm curious.
I've been doing the very stereotypical, I suppose it's a cliche to be making sourdough during lockdown, but it's been supremely like satisfying experience so far. Gotta keep your yeast alive. Gotta feed it. I gave it a name. His name is Brandon. I bought a Dutch oven just to get, you know, the nice rise, the nice crust. You use a spray bottle full of water when you put the dough in, and then, you know, put the heavy lid on top. The steam actually helps make the crust flakes. You wouldn't think adding moisture would make it crispier, but it sure as hell does. I'm a big fan. have been putting on weight as well, so I can't help but feel that those things are related.
Can't go wrong with a bit of crispy sourdough, to be fair. Can appreciate the love for it. With that said, enough bakery talk. What really matters is if Espada could cook something up for us here and get themselves to 14, start to break this NaVi side once and for all.
Bake this NaVi side. You gotta commit to the theme here. As the potassium-rich banana control here coming in for the Espada side once more. NaVi not really contesting it in the beginning, as they do have two players here. And Topa will be faking some re-aggression, as it isn't actually going to be coming in, and that does make the Espada players wide swing. He is hiding in the corner there, Dima. In the cubby area of Banana. Just going to be staying there, it looks like. He's going to be the lurk player in this one, as the rest of the presence will be going toward brackets control for now. A minute left on the clock. Espada going to have to hurry things up a little bit if they're going to be playing this slowly. But they do take brackets control, and a kill for Patsy also goes their way on long. And now they have to decide, with 40 seconds left, where they actually want to go. Bomb picked up, and let's see where it goes. Toward the B bomb site, okay. Executes should be coming in shortly, as every single terrorist will be joining them for it. And NaVi Jr., they don't want to commit a third player toward B. They're staying 2-2, but after the smoke comes down, it's probably going to be rotate time. We do throw in the flashes. The take should be on shortly. Who's going to be entering, boys? You can't all stay passive and behind. There's only 10 seconds left on the clock. You got to get something done. Capacho, he knows that, and he's not going to be aggressing through the smoke, but he is going to be finding a kill here, as only 2 seconds are left on the clock. But the bomb does actually go down in the end. I was worried for the Espada side, Flakes, not going to lie, but they do get it done in the end.
Capacho!
With even a
Not like
man
that.
advantage. And then Capacho just throws any kind of, like, chance of them retaking this away, right? A push all by his lonesome. Not sure what he was doing there. Could have just waited it out a little bit, but he was getting itchy feet there, Flakes. I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah, I think he could have been a bit more patient, to say the least. He sort of just licked the stamp and sent it through the smoke, and the result was both he and his team then immediately died. And that leads us here, 14-11. My heart beginning to break here for the NaVi side, as I think we might be getting to the end of the road in this best of 3.
Both maps so far have just been like NaVi putting up a good fight and then losing it out in the end, as Espada wake up and sort of start chaining crucial rounds together. So definitely heartbreaking for the NaVi side if they don't manage to get it done here. And well, they actually are throwing this round away on purpose. Patsy, I don't know how he saw that. That was through the corpse. He manages to get a third as well. Great stuff coming in from him. Not terribly impactful as those were unarmored Deagle players. NaVi will be saving their money for the next one, but they'll be fighting against the dreaded overtime. The match point sound being played at the beginning of every round will certainly be giving them horrible flashbacks to losses from years past. As two of the players there, Topa and Capacho, will just be on Banana looking for one stray terrorist who may be showing up in their crosshairs to hunt for frags. Maybe saving his AK as well, who knows. I was wondering how they missed each other, but apparently Finnegan is in the underground position, so that's how he got the second mid. But the CTs, they're just pushing now. Are they going to be pushing toward Pitts to get some kills? He finds one onto Dexter. That's excellent. A little bit of a honorary dosia there. Not with a grenade, but with a USP in your own life. Well, that's dedication.
The last stand now for the NaVi side. Have they got anything left in the tank here to be able to make this the second map to shout about. When Easy just, well, we talked about locking the stamp and sending it. His entire team have done that pretty much straight down through mid, and gotta say, it's working.
Deary me. It is actually at the very last possible moment when NaVi needs it most. They do eke out a round win. Espada not going to be terribly demoralized by this anyway, so the battle is not over yet. Dexter is going to be trying to save this one with a CT really close to him. Probably not going to happen, but okay, he does actually find the kill. So he can't actually go for this in a 1v2. There is still a minute left on the clock, Flakes, so maybe I signed this round away a bit too soon. Okay, Dexter. Or Deekster, as I should be calling you at
Surely
this
not.
point. How? How did he know to, like he didn't pre-fire it, but the presence of mind to, like, take your Deagle out as well. He had the AK at the time, if I'm not mistaken, so just an excellent shot into the apartments area, as he will be planting this bomb, and NaVi, they thought they had this one, but it's all gone pear-shaped, Flakes. It's a 1v1, the bomb is planted, and Dexter, he's hiding in pit, but as far as Capacho is concerned, he could be hiding anywhere, so he's going through apps just to make sure to have the high ground. And with 23 seconds left on the bomb, he needs to make his move soon. He does have a kit, so all Dexter has to do is survive long enough, distract him long enough to get him off the bomb, but he just gets the kill initially anyway. Espada finishing this one off, 16-11, 2-0 in this best of 3. As, well, things have gone as predicted, in my opinion, Flakes. Even if this went to the third map, Espada has a 100% win rate on Dust 2, which would have been the final map. So, frankly, I think this was a foregone conclusion that they would have won. But NaVi, man, they made it look scary. Heartbreaking loss for them. Any final thoughts?
I think you're bang on. It's unfortunate the way it ended, but Espada, the team who were expected to win, and they've done just that. A smooth 2-0, all things considered. They will move forward in the playoffs. As that wraps us up for the day, folks. We'll join you at the same time, the same place, tomorrow.
To end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I forgive the pain you gave to me so long ago. Sleepless nights I laid awake just begging to let go. I almost got to suicidal thoughts, but you stepped in. An angel sent from heaven showed me how to live again. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? swallow me. Some things I fall, but I hear your call. I pray I don't hit the ground. Gravity. Gravity. I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling. I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling. Started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wind, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling.
Throw a rock into a pond, ripples fade away. Human hearts aren't so lucky, those battle scars remain. Oh, I can't let go of the one thing I wanted most. I'm chasing echoes, echoes of your ghost. Can't let go of the one thing I wanted most. I'm chasing echoes, echoes of your ghost. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. Human hearts aren't so lucky. Those battle scars remain. Oh, I can't let go of the one thing I wanted most. I'm chasing echoes, echoes of your ghost.